Today, I'm down in the dugout with Marcelo Mayer. Marcelo, how you doing today?
I'm doing well.
So one thing dawned on me last week. It was the Sunday game. Sox were playing on Sunday Night Baseball. You guys had the day game. How often do you actually get to watch the big club play?
Not often. Usually we'll get to watch them in like off days because we don't play Mondays. But I mean, we're usually so busy during the season and kind of doing our own stuff that we don't really get to see the games. We see the highlights. We see like the social media stuff. But yeah, not much.
On your off days, are you just baseballed out, or do you actually try and tune in when you can?
I try to tune in. Obviously, I'm pretty tired on Mondays. I play a lot of video games, just chill, watch movies. But when they're playing and it's on TV, I'll tune in and watch it.
What's the go-to game right now?
College football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you doing Dynasty or Road to Glory?
Yeah, I got a little Dynasty going with some of my buddies back home, and we've just been playing that. Time like flies when you're on that thing.
What about the team? What's the team of choice?
We did 3-star teams, so I chose ASU.
Okay.
Yeah, make recruiting a little bit challenging.
Yeah,
it's an addicting game.
Not a good pipeline.
No, not great. My buddy's UCLA, so he's taking all the SoCal prospects, but I'm working with what I have.
Yeah, and I mean, you sound pretty relaxed, but around the trade deadline, it can get, maybe a little tense. How would you say, like, the general feel of the clubhouse is right now?
Pretty tense.
Yeah.
I think it's loose and tense at the same time. Obviously, people don't really know what's going on, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, we just got to go out there and play our game. And if we get traded, then we get traded. But all that stuff's out of our control. So we try not to worry about it too hard. But it's at the same time, it's kind of fun to like see what's going on.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, Nick York was traded yesterday. Somebody that you'd become good friends with. You knew him before and played with him here.
Yep.
Had you talked to him since being traded?
Yeah, obviously I shot him a text, just wished him the best, told him I was going to miss him. Obviously I'm super excited for him. He's going to be a great player with the Pirates, and but yeah, obviously he's going to be missing this organization. He was a great guy, great player. We got rid of Cutter Coffee too. Great guy, Edison Paulino, who was probably one of my best friends on the team. That one kind of hit me hard. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm super excited for him. It's a great opportunity for them, and yeah, they're going to be missed in this organization.
Yeah, and I heard sort of when you guys were in Somerset, when Paulie got traded, the team kind of huddled around. What was that kind of like scene like?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty emotional, honestly. Paulie is such a character in the clubhouse, and he's, a leader. And just to see him gone, it was really sad. He was really the first kid I met when I got to Pro Ball, and we've kind of played together ever since. So to kind of see him gone just like that, you kind of get to realize that, like, the business side of the game. But yeah, like I said, it's super good for him. He's really excited as well, and I'm gonna miss him.
Mm-hmm. And as a player around this time, are you in touch with your agent at all, or are you just kind of like hands off, like you're just letting things be what they are?
Yeah, I'm hands off. I really see whatever we see on Twitter or like MLB.com.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, we have a job to do here, and that's play baseball and try to get as good as we can to help the big league come win.
And around this time of year, obviously, is when there's mass promotions that go on. Teams, kind of after the draft, around the trade deadline, will be promoting a lot of players. It's no secret that you're pushing for a promotion right now. You're not going to be here for much longer. How cool is that feeling to know that you're like this close to the big leagues?
Yeah, it's exciting. Obviously, AA, you're 2 levels away, and whenever that AAA call-up comes, you're that much closer. So obviously, it's something that you think about pretty much every day. It's really exciting, but like I say it all the time. I know it's kind of like the boring answer, but I'm here right now. I got a game to play today. I got work to do today, so that's kind of what my focus is.
Mm-hmm. And speaking about the big club making trades with the trade deadline, they're making a push for the playoffs right now. Going down the hunt, they're going to be. Is that something that you have your eye on, where I'd love to be able to go up to the big leagues and make an impact, or are you just solely just focused on your day-to-day here?
No, I for sure think about that stuff. Obviously, the day-to-day, obviously, like I say, there's stuff to be done here, but, our goal is to be big leaguers, and we all want to be up there, and we all want to be in a winning club. So for them to be making trades, I think it's really good for the city, really good for the team. They're bringing in really good arms, but yeah, it's something that you think about.
Mm-hmm. And speaking about you as a player, when we spoke earlier this year, you talked about the organization and you wanting to improve your range at shortstop. How's that gone so far this year?
I think it's gone well. I don't really know all the numbers. That's kind of what they focus on, but I'd say it's gone well. I think my defense has been pretty solid this year.
I'm curious, as a player, you hear guys get asked, like, what numbers do you pay attention to? Some guys will say they don't look at them at all. Some guys really like to dig into the numbers. What do you like to do?
I don't really like to look at the numbers. I think there's a lot of people in our organization that kind of do that for you and then kind of tell you what you need to hear and what you need to improve on. So that's kind of just what I do. I just focus on going out there, playing the game as hard as I can, and, trying to win ball games.
And going back to the defense a little bit, you've been playing a little more third base. Obviously, you had really only played it when Trevor Story was down here rehabbing with you guys. How's that going so far with third?
It's been good. I think I've only played like 2 games, so it's really been nothing. But yeah, I don't mind it. I like playing baseball. So wherever they need me to play, I'm okay with. Obviously, I love playing shortstop. I've played short my whole life, but yeah, I like third too.
And on the flip side of the ball, offensively, this has probably been your strongest season so far. You've had some very strong ones, but this season's really stuck out. You're 4th in all of the minor leagues in doubles. You're 3rd in Double-A in batting average. What's kind of gone into that whole process this year at the plate?
I'd say I had a really good offseason. Obviously, I couldn't swing the bat, so a lot of it was just mental and, kind of talking through things with my guys back home and my dad, and then kind of applying it to when I got to spring training and I was finally able to swing. But yeah, I think it's been a really good season. Obviously, the numbers are there. I don't really try to focus on that too much, but yeah, I mean, it's easier said than done when you see the numbers on the board. But yeah, I think it's gone well. Obviously, staying healthy is a big thing for me, so I'm just glad I'm playing right now.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, the shoulder was something that had bugged you last year. Has it just been kind of smooth sailing with that this year? Or?
Yeah, I mean, knock on wood. I haven't felt anything since. We kind of hammered it in the off season. I did a lot of traveling back and forth from San Diego to Florida to make sure, hopefully it wouldn't happen again. So it's been good so far.
Mm-hmm. And going back to your you at the plate, I want to hear a little bit about your approach. I think there's some guys that say they're just looking for a good pitch to hit. Some guys are looking for a fastball, middle in, whatever it may be. When you're up at the plate, what are you looking for?
Yeah, I mean, really, I think it just depends. Baseball's such a unique game, and sometimes, it presents situations to where you need to adapt. So for me, my approach not always, but changes from day to day or pitcher to pitcher. If he's a cutter guy, sinker guy, obviously I'm going to be thinking different things. But for the most part, I'm just looking to get a good pitch to hit and hitting it hard.
Mm-hmm. And one thing that I think has been really cool is obviously you guys are a very tight-knit group. That's been well documented. But you guys communicate in the on-deck circle more than I've seen other teams in my time covering you guys. What are some of the things that are being shared in the on-deck circle?
I mean, just little things, kind of what someone picked up in the batter's box before you, or I mean, that's really all it is you get a different look up there than what you do here in the dugout. So anything really helps when it comes to, giving someone advice after they just hit.
Mm-hmm. And being a first-round pick, it's no surprise that player is coined as like a top player for the franchise. And this year at Winter Weekend, you, Kyle Teal, Roman Anthony were all invited to interact with the fans, get to meet some people. How cool was that for you?
It was awesome. It was awesome to be in Boston that time of the year too. I've never really experienced anything like that with the cold and stuff, and just to be around, the amazing fan base that we have. It was really cool. Kind of give back to the community with that little thing we did in the rec center with the kids. It was really awesome. It was a super cool event, and yeah, we had a great time.
Who were down in Winter Weekend? Who were some of the players that you got to meet that you were kind of excited for? Like I know that Roman got to meet Big Papi.
Yeah. I had already met Big Papi, but it's always good to see that guy. Yeah. He's hilarious. I kind of already knew the whole team. Mm-hmm. I met Tyler O'Neill, who was the nicest guy ever. But yeah, I kind of already knew everyone. It was just cool to be around those guys and kind of get a feel of what it's like to be up there.
Mm-hmm. And obviously up there as well, they have the Netflix crew following them around. But the Netflix crew came down here, up here as well. Who was mic'd up? Was everybody mic'd up?
There was a few guys mic'd up, yeah. I was mic'd up. Roman, Teal, Paulino, who's obviously gone now, was mic'd up. There was a few pitchers in the bullpen. I mean, those guys know what they're doing. I'm sure they're going to do a great job with that show. It's going to be fun to watch. Is there anybody that you think from this team might have stolen the show more than others? Or? Yeah, 100% Epi. Epi stole the show, the manager. Yeah, it was a crazy game, and he ended up getting tossed.
Oh yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah. So he was arguing with the umpire, mic'd up, and he said that he didn't even realize he was mic'd up till he was like walking back, and he was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
But yeah, he definitely stole the show. It's pretty funny. I hope they put it on. It's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be quite the spectacle. Being there for that game, that was also just in general one of the crazier games of the season.
Yeah, I mean they came at a good time. It was an awesome game.
Yeah.
People are probably gonna think that every minor league game is like that, but yeah, that was one of the more fun ones.
And speaking about around minor league baseball, the Norfolk Tide were rated as the #1 team in minor league baseball by Baseball America to start the year, but you guys were second.
Yeah.
How do you think you stack up against the Norfolk Tide?
I don't know. I think both teams are really talented. Obviously, I just saw that they traded a few of their guys.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think both teams are really good. Obviously, that matchup's never gonna happen, but yeah, it's kind of cool that they do that for minor league teams.
Yeah. And kind of last question: what is your #1 goal to end the season?
Obviously, the goal is to be a big leaguer. That's always been my goal. That's always gonna be my goal. So yeah, I'd say that. I think in order to do that, I need to stay consistent with my work, everything I do day in and day out, and just keep working hard.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you, Marcelo.
Yeah, thank you.
This has been Down in the Dugout.